What's up, boys and girls? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Thank you for being here today. Some of you are going, Erica, real estate for 2021. Come on, man. We've still got a big old 70 days left in 2020. Trust me, most of you are already checked out. Now, when I say 70 days are left in 2020, what that truly means for me is I would say 4 of these weeks y'all are checked out. A week for Thanksgiving, 2 weeks for Christmas. So really, we're talking about 30 days, maybe. A lot of you are going to be really in focus or in tune with kind of gearing up for 2021. Now, people like me who are in business, who are already projecting our next year, we're already having to gear it up. That's just how it is, nature of the business. Black Friday, all that good stuff. Now, here's some of my thoughts and on what's happening and what's going to happen for the rest of 2020 going into 2021. More Airbnb. Now, not just any old Airbnb, which you'll have a lot of that. You'll have a lot of people trying to rent a room out, trying to rent some kind of space just to see if they can get some money out of it. But what you'll start seeing is more upgraded Airbnb. Now, what do I mean? You'll start seeing more high end. The other day I was looking at a video and I posted in the community section of a woman and her 2 daughters living in a garage. Very big garage in California. I mean, probably could fit 2 cars and then some. It has a bathroom upstairs and a bedroom upstairs. The downstairs, they had put a bed, TV, kitchen table, cooking area, and the homeowners up front were their friends. They were originally Airbnb out, but were so nervous about having strangers at the Airbnb that the opportunity came for her to move in with one of her daughters. The other daughter was away at college. Well, what happened this year with college students? The virus. So now it's her and 2 daughters there. Now, many people's comments are like, well, Erica, at least they ain't homeless. At least it ain't a tent. At least it looks good. I get it. I'm not arguing that. I'm glad they have somewhere to stay. But my point is what you'll start seeing is, and I'll put a clip here of our good friend, good associate, really, TJ out of Houston, just put together 2 amazingly luxurious Airbnbs in Houston. And Houston's a great market for it. What you're going to start seeing is, and you'll see it mostly now, from November to December to January, people who are stuck in New York, New Hampshire, up north, California, gotta get out. The lockdowns are going to start again. You're in a state that's pretty tough on it. You just can't take it. You're going to go Airbnb somewhere else. And you want an Airbnb in a nice place. Because not only are you Airbnb, you're pretty much monthly Airbnb. There's a lot of people I mean who are doing a whole month in Mexico, a whole month in Texas, a whole month in Florida, right? Because they're in this crossroads, a whole month in Nashville. Do I want to stay here? Do I want to relocate? Is this just temporary, right? And in that time frame, you're making great money off of them. And 2, they're getting to view your city. 3, rural getaways. Now, there is a very quick rising Airbnb situation, weekend getaway situation, and they're called getaways. And they're very minimalistic. It's just like a small, tiny home, high-end appliances, a nice bed, and, just nice and quiet. You're in the woods. They always find like a 10, 20 acre place, 30 acre place off with lots of trees. And they're great, right? You're even seeing yurks, which we'll put a picture here of that. Different high-end things that give you that outdoor glamping feel. Right in San Marcos, there's these glamping opportunities. Which is a really beautiful tent with high-end amenities per se, right? Or high-end settings. That's going to become a big thing. The rural getaway is going to become a big norm. You're starting to see a lot of people who are doing the van life move to smaller rural towns and figuring out, okay, how can I make money off this property, this land? You're starting to see a lot of YouTube videos where people are moving to West Virginia, Philly, little, other parts of Pennsylvania, because they can work remotely and they get this really old house for cheap and they start upgrading it. So you're going to see this move to the cheaper houses, the move to the rural area because you can work from anywhere. Now, in 2 years, do I think everybody and their mom's going to be working from home as they do now? Not really. I think unfortunately we're going to see a really big increase in dog daycare, a big increase in the child care expense. Like right now, child care is equivalent to some people's $3,000 a month. And so you have 40% of childcare places closing their doors because the women who work there have to watch their own children because those children aren't in school. So as we kind of alleviate this thing and more kids go back to school, you're still going to have the problem of women not having enough childcare services. So I see this whole urban push, the move to rural because rural areas still going to school, rural towns still going to school, certain states still going to school. The big city stuff, no, not so much. Okay. Another thing, wholesaling. I've talked about this. You're like, Erica, is saturated. It's so saturated. There are 17 million vacant homes in America. Let me say that again. There are 17 million vacant homes in America. And every day you look up and turn your head to the left or the right, there's someone who's inherited a house. They have their cousin's property. They paying taxes on Uncle Joe's property that they don't care about no more. And there are opportunities for them to want to liquidate coming 2021. Why? Because just the strain of maintaining their own personal property, the strain of maintaining their own healthcare and life, they're not going to want to keep those properties. So you're going to see this migration of people moving further into the rural areas, creating little coffee shops, little offices, right? Little mini WeWorks, right? Not the big WeWorks, but like the mini ones, right? Because everybody's working from these remote areas. You'll see the smaller office commercial space that's reasonably priced have tenants, okay? You'll just start to see better numbers, right? But you'll also see wholesalers increase because there'll be people trying to get rid of stuff they don't want, properties they don't want, bad tenant occupied places they don't want. A lot of these cities that have these people not paying rent, those landlords want to get out of that deal and go to some other deal. Take their licking and go. So you'll see a lot of that. And so when people sit here and go, well, Erica, like new construction is the way. Yeah, you'll still have a ton of new construction because people can get approved for new construction. New construction is great in places like Texas when it's a lot of vacant land. New construction saves you the opportunity of digging through walls, finding surprises. I'm even here right now in Cleveland. And I'll be back in Detroit a day or two tomorrow. The cost of money of digging in these old houses, when I hear the numbers sometimes I'm like, I'll just go build new construction in Texas, right? and so you get into this conundrum where the cost of lumber, the cost of workers, yes, you have this amazing material, amazing architecture in Detroit, but it's like, I can just go build new construction. I'll go somewhere else and build it. Or I'll go to another marketplace that will be cheap to repair. Now, for someone who is in California or a New York investor, going to Cleveland or Detroit and dropping, $20K for a house and then putting $50,000 into it or 80,000 or even 100, and then it rents out forever. It's fine for you because you're from New York and you're from California, and that same big house, that same style property would have cost you $1 million. Would have cost you 700,000. Would have cost you 800,000. So for you, you're like, cool. I'll invest in that for 200 grand, right? People are looking for ways to make their money make money, and you can't get the guarantees always with business and buying other people's businesses. You can't always get the guarantee buying trucks or other type of engines of resource vending machines, all that stuff. You can though get that money in real estate. People will always need somewhere to live. They'll always need somewhere to be. So look, that's kind of my opinion of 2021's real estate. You'll see more Airbnbs, more rural getaways, you'll also see more casinos. Sidebar, you'll also see more casinos. I think we're slated for 17 more casinos in the United States. I'm talking about from Virginia to North Carolina to Mississippi to Louisiana to Oklahoma to Texas. There are slotted casinos all over the United States. Why? Because vices always pay. And towns are looking for a way to get people to come there, people to work there. Even if they got to make money and it has a lot of, because let's see the good and the bad. Casino, Lots of people coming in town, lots of people visiting. Bad side, lots of people getting robbed, a lot of people being alcoholics, a lot of people gambling problems, a lot of people bringing drama. Good for police officers, good for city council, bad for the neighborhood sometimes. So part of that, you'll see a lot of that too. And then wholesaling, you'll see a lot of wholesaling and new construction. So that's my takeaways for 2021. Figure out where you get in on that. Do you want to be focused on Airbnb? Are you in a market you can do that? Do you want to focus on a rural, urban kind of thing? You know, rural getaway. Come out to the country and stay at my farm, right? Right? There's a lot of that's going to be coming around the bend. So again, you guys, there's changes, there's movement. Just decide where you want to get in that line of opportunity. It's not a loss. It's just a line of opportunity moving left and right.